Jonstealth here, and today we're going to go over the Void Gauntlet, how to do the maximum amount of DPS and the maximum amount of heals. So this is going to be the gear that I'm having, all intel and focus driven. Definitely helps out. The other stuff I don't have the, I'm not fully intel, so I'm fully focus, so it doesn't really matter if you don't have the best amount of gear. The main thing is just to have intel and focus, because you're going to do majority of the damage through that. You're going to see this has to be what you guys are going to be speccing in order to do really good damage and just take out mobs like crazy, especially the Void Collar. 6 hits heals you, very good. The Orb of Decay is also very good. It hits the mobs. I get mana for hitting all the mobs, 5%, and when it comes back I get healed. So this is the intel. You have to go max intel because the first hit does 10%, which is really nice, and just in general more intel, more damage, right? So I'm going to be fighting these elites right here, and so what you want to be really focused on is that I switched to back to my arcane gem for my Void Gauntlet, because there's one arcane gem for the corrupted, which are these guys. They're going to do a lot more damage. So when you see the orange hits, that means I'm critting them and I'm doing a lot more crits, and then the yellows are just more common. So white means that it's just normal damage, so sometimes you get some normal damage, which is fine. So you can see I took out the elite without no hit points pretty much lost, and I shot out the orb. So when I shoot out the orb, I'm getting healed, especially when it comes back. It's hitting him, and I'm also getting mana from that, so it's going to make it much easier. So you can see completely at ease. I'm not using any of my heals from the life staff. I use the life staff when I'm too low on mana or a little bit too much low on health, and then I'm just kiting the guys. So when I put down that AoE effect, the purple effect, I get a lot of stamina from that. Like I think it's like 15 stamina, I don't know, maybe per second, I'm not too sure. But when you get that stamina, when that guy hits you, you can block it. You can block all of those hits, and you won't lose that much stamina, because that while that purple thing was activated, like right now, I can block a lot, so I will have full stamina. But in this case, like it's an archer, so a musket guy, I'm just not even bothered because I can't block it, right? So you can just see me, I'm just like going through these guys like nothing. Like it's so easy, it's at ease, because I put that blue gem like in the beginning. I have that blue arcane gem in there. It's gonna just help you with that DPS like crazy. So this is going to be very important when you're fighting a lot of mobs. I technically would almost think like there's a video I put out about basically the charts of DPSing and what type of weapons are good against certain types of mobs. So go look that video up. I'll just link it here in the description in the top right hand corner. Go look it up, and then you go find out what your weapon is, and it'll say like thrust or arcane or fires or ice, what they're weak against, what they're strong against, and then you put a gem accordingly to make it stronger, right? So yeah, like these guys I do 100%, but then I add that blue gem, which is 130% now. So very, very strong. It just take these guys out with ease. So make sure you follow the spec. I'm just gonna go fast forward this video, and you can guys kind of see like how I'm taking out all the guys. I'm dodging a little bit here and there. You don't really need to dodge too much because you're getting just full health all the time, especially if you solo these guys, no problem whatsoever. You're never gonna have any problems, right? So technically, like I try to pull like groups of like 2 or 3 or 4 if they're melee, because if they're not melee, well, range is gonna kind of like be a pain. But range is actually not too bad. Like you can see I took out that guy, and now I hit level 20, right? So for the Void Gauntlet just now. So you'll see a little bit later in the video, just watch the whole video, you'll see me pulling out bigger and bigger mobs and just basically how to fight them. You can see that in situations where I have no mana, I just basically kite, and you kind of see how to play out the whole Void Gauntlet DPS spec, right? So like right here, I accidentally pulled 3, which I did not know. I put down the AoE because it's gonna hit them a lot, 200 per tick, so it's a lot. You do a few hits there, here and there, and then you jump out, and then when you get enough heals, then you go in and just like hit those guys. But then you just, you know, go back and just put some heals down, and then go back again, hit the AoE, make sure that you do that, and then try to hit them a little bit. I missed that heal effect, but that's okay. So now that they're all low, they're just going to be a piece of cake. And you know what, it maybe takes like 15 seconds to 20 seconds to take on a mob of 3, you know. And yeah, that's very strong. No other weapon spec I tried to do that. I couldn't do that. Well, the spear is actually very good with actually taking out multiple units at a time, same with the bow. But I find the Void Gauntlet just hands down the cleanest of all of them, and most amount of heals and DPS. So yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward this. You guys can check out some of the more bigger AoE pulls and enjoy the video. Alright, so that's pretty much in the video. So hopefully I put in enough information so that way you guys, whenever you guys are playing with the Void Gauntlet, I do recommend the staff, highly recommend it. If you were going to go with something else, you could go with the musket, but that just totally changes. Most likely that's going to be PvP or something like that. I find the musket and the Void Gauntlet work really well with each other, so, but for PvE, definitely the life staff is going to be your best friend, and that's going to make things so much more easier. I mean, you could actually heal quite decently just with the Void Gauntlet by itself, but a life staff is going to just make things just run 100 times more smoother and quicker, right? So yeah, so if you guys like this video, like and share and subscribe. And also comment below what you guys like to play with the Void Gauntlet. If you have a different spec, let me know in the comments below. And till then, I will see you guys in the next video.